Love it. You know what? Would want them no other way.
I'll take it.
Yep.
Yep.
Would it be under anything else?
Did you plug it into an HDMI?
No, it's a USB.
I'm sure it works.
What? But shouldn't you go to the,
I wonder if could be, but there wasn't any other USB port.
No. We're eating it necessary all day.
I wonder if it's only make sure PowerPoint is down. But I would still think that it would show.
so Jared, not to interrupt you, I'm sorry, I just thought of this. Do we still have the edger to go around like the park? Do you guys plan on doing that before fall?
You cannot access on.
Yes. That's the plan.
You want me to run
All
up
day
and
at
grab
the
my?
cemetery for this. And then tomorrow it'll try to be.
Did it look any better yet?
Yes,
Good.
we did,
Is he doing better about not running over things?
well, there's some headstone rearranging that needs to happen.
But we've got that under control.
Yeah,
Let me go
I
get my
appreciate you
computer and I'll be
guys.
right back.
that's what I did a lot of today. Every section I weeded, I
Yeah, and I'll
adjusted.
go get my computer.
It is fixed.
And then I need to
Oh, good.
go weeding and mow, and then did we have the far west section done because they had that burial,
Right.
but it was really good.
You reading meters tomorrow?
Slide that into his book.
I call the meeting to order.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wondered if you forgot.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sure did.
She's going to get her computer, right?
Do I have a motion for the approval of the agenda?
I make a motion, we approve the agenda for August 20th, 2025 as writ. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we have the approval of the minutes. Oh,
Make-
I'm sorry. We did that. How about the approval of the agenda?
I thought I just did the agenda.
No, we did the minutes for last time. We're doing the agenda now.
Really?
She just did the agenda.
I just did the agenda. I said the 2020, or August.
Oh, you did?
I
Okay, then.
did.
I apologize. I
You're correct.
misheard. Can I have a motion for the approval of the minutes for August 6th?
There you go. Make a motion, we approve the minutes for August 6th, 2025 as writ.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No bills.
Do we want
Public
to?
comment. Let's wait for that, Mary.
Thank you for waiting patiently.
We have no Andrea tonight. She said normal business.
Dogs, cats.
Dogs, cats, weeds, school.
And lost children.
Mr.
Did you lose your
Jackson,
kids again?
No, my kid was
Whoa.
making sure the neighbor kid wasn't lost.
So, we did figure out what WAPA had said about the power outage. It was a faulty, a transformer lockout due to another regulator. They replaced the regulator. They are doing constant monitoring and testing of the regulator. Everything appears to be proceeding as normal. So that's basically all we've gotten from them.
On that, Jeremy, are we still running through Torrington, or
No,
we're
we
back
are,
on
we
our?
are back on ours. Yeah, yesterday they finally got back to us said that we are back on our own, so we are not using Torrington's power. We are street sweeper back up and running. We got all the repairs done, so that is on our agenda to get the streets cleaned up. Pool, as far as the pool goes, we have been hand chlorinating. The pool is operational. We're waiting on the okay from Emily to see when she can open things back up. The chlorinator lid is on order, and we have, basically within the week, it should be here. We will get it back up and running. Everything looks good. We tested the chlorination yesterday morning. Chlorination looked really good from what we did by hand, so things are looking really good by that. And then, as you know, Lucas is done for his usual schedule for the year. He said he will help on Fridays when he can, help mowing and everything, as long as that is okay. But since I was gone, now Logan's gone, I figured I would give him a call on Friday and say, if you want to mow, you come in and mow. That would be perfect. I am currently in the process, I called a couple numbers today, I didn't get anyone on the phone, but we are currently receiving more bids for the transfer station building up the landfill. We will just see kind of what anyone can do with that, and then go from there. And then the Torrington Telegram back in service, back in operation, and Logan said he's going to be working with them to try and get information as far as the community out to them, try and get it out and get the whatever message need be to the public. Other than that, pretty much same as usual, mowing and all that fun stuff.
How's it going for Pine Bluffs?
They are all done with concrete. All the concrete's done, they're just waiting on getting tanks installed, and whenever they get that done in their timeline, we haven't had anyone come to the shop or talk to us about anything, so it's pretty much, the only thing we can observe is the concrete's done. So
Are they still gonna put pumps in there?
there's gonna be 5 tanks and then 1 tank with a pump, so there'll only be 1 pump. And then they will draw from that tank with the pump, and it will just be for agriculture, things of that nature. As far as we've been informed, that's kind of all we know.
So non-commercial.
Not commercial. It will, as far as we know, it will strictly be agriculture. Yeah, just customers on the community that have that account with them.
Any other questions for Logan? Logan stand-in, Jeremy, my apologies.
No worries.
Thanks, Jeremy.
No problem.
Thanks, Jared.
How about Casey stand-in?
Business as usual. We did finish our class and are waiting to finish testing. We did the practical portion and then we had to wait to do the written. So we will be done by the 26th.
And how's the billing thing going?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we got all the kinks worked out and everything's starting to flow nicely, so.
Good.
Making some good money.
And we can update some stuff for you. Or
Yep.
you can update some stuff.
That is the
Pay
plan.
for what you use at least.
Yep. Well, that's some of our equipment's from like the 80s when we had 2 ambulances, so it's been very nice to be able to put some money back into the ambulance.
Yeah.
Thank you. Keisha,
Really all we have for you is the Progress Program grant was submitted, and pending approval on that, we will get, the signs, the speed signs ordered. I will be gone for WAMCAT the 10th through the 12th. Rich is gone until Tuesday. Oh, and I will have to close the office early tomorrow because I have a doctor's appointment. And Rich is still gone for family matters, so. That's all I have for you.
You're closing early tomorrow?
Yes, I will close at 3. I have to go get my medication, so.
Okay.
And you're gone when?
10th through
I'm gone the 10th through the 12th for WAMCAT in Casper.
beautiful. Well, Mary, do you want to start while we wait for, or do you want to just play your video whenever Shelley gets back?
No, I could talk a little bit, I guess, before she comes. I'm Mary Fagler,
Do you want to come up to the mic, please?
Oh, yeah, we better do that.
Because we
Yeah,
have,
it goes into
because of
the-
our live stream.
a live stream.
You're live
That's
streaming.
right.
Okay, so I'm Mary Fagler, I'm the county clerk, and I thank you for having me here. I have my election deputy, Jess Palomo, and I have my bodyguard, my husband, Scott Fagler. And it looks like I'm not going to need the bodyguard tonight, so that's nice. What's that? Oh, okay, well,
It's
he's
okay.
pretty funny. What's that? Okay. Well, I started out by showing my presentation to the Republican committee. That was my diving into my plans for what I would like to do for the county. And then I showed it at LaGrange. And there was 50 people at their town council meeting. They said usually they have 6 people. And then we had the public hearing in the commissioner room yesterday, and it was a more than overflowing room, so we're having another public hearing on September 9th at 7 at the Rendezvous Center. The statutes lay out how you do this, and so the initial thing was to put out a notice. And that is why, people feel like they've been slammed with this thing that I didn't come into it lightly. It was like all of a sudden. But we are not going to make a rush decision. The commissioners plan for the decision to be made at the second meeting in September, but the chairman did say if we need more time, we'll take more time. The original plan was to go to 3 vote centers, and we're looking at possibly adding another one because people are very upset about the condensed areas. But my PowerPoint will explain all of that, so we'll just, I guess, wait for Shelley to get back.
Thank you, Mary.
Do you have any questions? I didn't know how many were going to be here, and there is comment papers over there if somebody wants to take a paper and write out what their comment is, but they're also welcome to ask questions after I show my presentation.
Okay. Thank you, Mary.
Jeff, do you have any council items, bud?
I don't know, it's maybe public interest. I discovered a dead barn owl the other day at the foot of a power pole that had transformers on it. And I didn't know it was a protected species, and I'm glad I called. Fish and Game, and they asked if I could triple bag it in case it has West Nile virus, so they want to test for that. But it looked like it had seized something electrical near its talons. He had some char marks or whatever. But anyways, the warden from Torrington came and picked it up on Sunday of all days.
So I'm gonna see if I can stream it.
So call Fish and Game if you find some wildlife
Yeah,
that
but I
are
don't have
deceased near power plants.
That's great.
There you go.
a. Oh,
Nothing
Right.
further,
So
thank
I'm
you.
gonna see.
Tabitha,
if
do you have anything?
I'm good, sir.
pull up
Kathy.
I am good, sir.
Sweet.
Do you have anything, sir?
I do not. I think the party in the park went good. It seemed like it was a good turnout. I wasn't there long, I had to go sleep.
I was gonna make it over and then I didn't make it over, so I feel bad that I didn't make it over. I heard the band.
I was sick.
The band sounded good.
Miss Shelley, do you have any council items while you're
No,
logging
sir.
in? You're good?
I'm in a state of pack and unpack, and evidently where everything was, my adapter for the it's not there. So, you said it was on the website? So I'm gonna try and broadcast it onto the TV.
Okay. Is there a Wi-Fi password, I guess, so you can bring it to the TV?
Yeah.
You should
She
be
can
able,
mirror it.
you should be able to. It's saying that I can go through AirPlay and broadcast it.
Probably do it from your phone too. That's what you're up to.
So is there a password or?
Yes.
Yes. It's
La, 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 la,
307
la, 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 la.
837 2422.
You're so hungry. So
We're
hungry.
broadcasting right now,
Yeah,
so.
we're broadcasting.
Is it loading?
No, they think that they can broadcast from their tablet.
Have a good night, sir.
Do we need to turn the TV?
We'll need to turn the TV for the camera, right?
What does she need to connect through?
Well, you need to try and mirror your screen.
On Logan's TV.
On Logan's TV.
There you go.
I can just,
Come on up.
okay, I'll just read it off of the
That's fine.
screen and she can, go to the next one. Reading.
On down.
Connecting.
Oh, what happened there?
It exited.
It exited. There you go.
I do have council item. We need to purchase a HDMI cable to be able to utilize, and we also need to make sure that we have, at least for a Mac, I don't know what you would need for a PC, an adapter.
Okay.
And we can get those at anywhere.
I can just read it off of her tablet. You
Let's
just
do that.
won't get to see the cool
Let's do that.
PowerPoint that she did. Oh, so now you're having the public, you're having it. Oh. Well, then we'll go to the website and we'll read it off of there.
I could probably go for, you can go to the website from the TV too.
Can we?
Oh.
Yeah, if it's a smart TV, go ahead.
Oh, if you pull up. Oh.
Hold up.
This website is goshencounty.gov. There's your arrows. Well, if they can get looked at, then they'll be fine. I don't think they'll just on family view. Well, does it have to be the advanced ones on the website?
Mary, we'll just read it off the laptop.
IT did it. Okay, we're just gonna go with this.
Thank you, just shut that off.
Never mind.
I guess it's not meant to be.
It's, oh, it's not working. I'm so
We
sad.
love internet.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought about asking IT for an adapter just in case.
We'll get there.
They,
Those are my requests.
Goshen.
County.gov. Oh, countywide, county.wy.gov. She is.
Trying to be.
She's one of those that grew up with the
It's
texting,
Yeah,
that you had to triple.
I don't think I can do that anymore though. Oh.
I was gonna say you're loaded. You could go to go.
Oh.
Oh,
No, the other side, the other side.
God.
There you go,
There you go. Go up.
Okay, let's see.
Thank goodness. Okay, where do you go?
You want to go to the county clerk elections. Go to government.
Oh,
Can you get rid of that screen on your
it's
bottom
on the
right?
main page.
So this is the main page.
This is the main page.
Well, yeah, scroll down, over there, there you go, up,
Oh,
right up here. Hit read on. Yeah, that's probably.
got it.
Oops. Okay.
Right there.
Oh, yay, okay. Wait, we want to look at the presentation, you guys don't want to look at the meeting yesterday. It's 4 hours long.
Did I just say downloading else?
Yep.
For some reason, it jumps over the leave page. Go back to Or are you hitting the right button?
Yeah, I'm hitting things. It wants to go to that document, but it says it's not supported.
Do we have a block on it or something?
Probably
Possibly.
No.
It's just a document.
Okay, do you have it on your laptop?
Is it a
Are you still on?
PowerPoint or a PDF?
It's
Is it a PDF or a PowerPoint?
It's probably
It's a PowerPoint.
It's not saved right then.
Oh,
How about we just
here, okay.
regroup and come back next time?
Well, I can just talk about it. I mean, it's not like you're in the school. And then you guys can go to it on the website and it's not in the view, I don't know why it doesn't. Okay, so I just have to touch that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Vote centers and why they make sense for our county. I don't know. What are vote centers? Vote centers are an alternate to a traditional
Mary.
precinct-based polling place.
Can you go to the mic, please? Sorry.
Okay. Vote centers allow the voters to cast their ballot at any vote center in the county. This means that voters will not be turned away to go vote at their appropriate precinct-specific polling place. This gives more power to the voter as they can choose which location they would prefer to vote. Oh my gosh, this thing pops up. What's the difference? Polling place. Polling places are specific to a voter's residential address. A voter cannot vote at a polling place located outside of their residential precinct. Previously, voters have been known to arrive at the wrong polling place right before the polls close, leaving them no time to redirect to their appropriate polling place. Vote centers. Vote centers are jurisdiction-wide voting locations at which any qualified voter residing within the county may choose to vote. Vote centers also require a secure internet connection by statute for the use of electronic poll books. Statutory definition, 22.1.102, vote center, means a polling place at which any registered elector in the political subdivision holding the election may vote regardless of the precinct in which he resides, connected through secure internet connections to provide voting information to and receive voting information from the electronic poll book maintained by the county clerk and used as an option to the traditional polling places at the discretion of the county clerk.
Mary, here.
Yes. Do you have it pulled up? Oh, thank you. Okay, so we already did this one, right? So I just hit this? Yeah.
You can-
Okay, proposed vote center locations. Torrington, Lingle, and Yoder. Why these locations? Reduced election judge mileage costs, streamlined delivery and return process, connectivity. All proposed locations are within communities that have schools. This would be convenient for parents and school district staff alike. Early vote center.
It's not touchscreen. The tab in the center, the little thing in the center,
Yeah,
that's your mouse.
okay, well, it's just, I can't see the whole thing.
Oh. How would I be your assistant?
Okay. I don't know. It was like that. There's two types of early voting, either absentee voting through the mail or early vote space, which we have at our office for the 28 days before the election. And reasons for Okay. In addition to Election Day vote centers, Goshen County will offer an early voting center at the courthouse, a convenient option for those who previously voted at a precinct-level polling place or those unavailable to vote in person on election day. Absentee voting is also available by request. Both are excellent alternatives to traditional polling places. I cannot run this.
Oh, Vanna.
Oh my gosh. I'll just let you.
Speakers?
Okay. Our early and absentee voting have only increased in popularity over the past few election cycles. In the 2024 general election, 2,818 of the 6,214 total ballots cast, which is 45.35%, were cast through early and absentee voting as shown on the chart to the right. You'll see in the next slide. So, the popularity, Goshen County started offering early voting at the courthouse in 2020. Before that, absentee voting was the only early voting option available. As you can see, in-person early voting has proven to be very popular with President's introduction. Benefits of vote centers: cost effectivity, greater election security, improved equipment and ballot security, enhanced election integrity, statutory obligation for bipartisan among election judges, potential for hand tabulation law, ADA compliance, which is the American with Disabilities Act. Cost effectivity, sustainable use of public funds. By adopting this new system, we anticipate a 20% reduction in Goshen County's election-related expenses. Stewardship of public funds demands thoughtful, efficient, and transparent financial management. We must remain mindful of our responsibility to be wise and accountable stewards of taxpayer funds. Cost effectivity, sustainable use of public funds. Reduced labor force for election procedures, 45% fewer election judges required, decreased mileage reimbursement, reduced polling place rental expenses, requires less voting equipment, annual maintenance contract will be reduced with less equipment. All proposed vote centers are ADA accessible, eliminating the need for Goshen County to rent additional compliance equipment. Food and miscellaneous supplies in general. Enhanced election integrity. Voter information. With this new system, voter information will upload in real time as they register to vote. How does this enhance our election integrity? This means if someone attempts to vote twice, it will be noticed before you can attempt to cast your second ballot. Under the current system, similar voter fraud incidents may go undetected until after Election Day. Enhanced election integrity. Additionally, the e-poll book will run system verification checks in real time as the voter's information is being input into the e-poll book. This system verification checks cross-analyze information with multiple agencies to verify identity and to prevent those who are not legally entitled to vote within the state of Wyoming from voting before they cast a ballot. The four entities are Wyoming Department of Transportation, Wyoming Department of Criminal Investigation, Wyoming Department of Health, and Wyoming Board of Parole. Enhanced security. Simplifies the chain of custody, shorter equipment delivery route, shorter incident response time, reduced potential for election judge errors, and county staff will be available at all these locations. Enhanced equipment and ballot security. Goshen County has previously used churches and private cabins as polling places, but these locations have lacked sufficient security. The proposed vote centers offer enhanced security for election equipment and ballots, reducing the risk of tampering or vandalism. Equipment and ballots will be securely delivered and stored at these locations. Additionally, 2 of those proposed locations have generators to ensure uninterrupted operation during power outages. Are you guys getting a generator? Statutory obligation for bipartisan election judges. Statute 228109, party representation. Judges and members of county boards shall be divided between the participating political parties as nearly equal as possible. Statutory obligation for bipartisan election judges. Local parties and municipalities may provide a list of those who are willing to serve as an election judge per statute 228101. However, this list typically isn't extensive enough to fill all election judge positions. We are always looking for more election judges. For last year's general election, we only had 4 Democratic election judges. While statute does state that judges must be bipartisan as nearly equal as possible, if hand tabulation is mandated, it is of utmost importance that the counting board be bipartisan. We must avoid the possibility of hand counting ballots without the safeguards of bipartisan counting board. Potential for hand tabulation law. Interest in requiring the hand counting of ballots is growing, as evidenced by multiple bills introduced during the last legislative session. Although none of these were enacted, the topic is expected to return in upcoming legislative discussion. If hand tabulation becomes a legal requirement, it would significantly increase the need for trained election judges. Recruiting a sufficient number of judges is already a significant challenge. In the last election, staffing needs were only met by deploying all available alternate judges. The introduction of hand counting requirements would further strain an already difficult process of staffing elections. What if legislature passed a law that now mandates the hand tabulation of ballots, and Goshen County still has polling places instead of vote centers? What could happen? Election judges are hard to find. It's the morning of the election, the sun isn't even up yet, and you receive communication that several judges are unable to fulfill their duties for the day. You plan for this, so you call alternate judges to fill those spots for the day. This leaves you with no additional judges to serve as an alternate if needed. Now that you've addressed your staffing issues, you prepare for a long day and hope that everything will be smooth sailing from here on out. The polls open and then the phone rings. There's a Democratic voter that requires assistance at the LaGrange polling place. There are no Democratic election judges staffed at the polling place because the few Democratic election judges, the few that are staffed, have been placed on the counting board to ensure bipartisan representation during the hand count. 2 Republican election judges offer assistance to this Democratic voter, which is permissible by the statute in this scenario. The voter, however, later files a complaint with the Secretary of State claiming they were subject to party discrimination as they did not have a Democratic election judge to assist them. As the day goes by, you receive more calls, more judges regarding voter assistance, voter machine questions, disgruntled voters, and other general questions. At noon, you receive a call from one of the outlying polling places. A pair of judges realizes that their poll books don't match, and despite their best effort, they are unable to reconcile. You send a clerk's office employee to offer help with reconciliation, but it will be at least a half an hour before they arrive. Throughout the day, voters show up at the wrong polling place respective to the residents and are redirected to their correct polling place. Many complain because of how ridiculous it seems to them. At noon, you receive a call that JM's polling place has experienced a power outage. While the voting equipment does have supplemental power, you worry that the batteries won't last until the polls close. You quickly send a county employee to deliver additional paper ballots to account for the outage, just in case those batteries don't last for the rest of the day. A voter at 6:45 realizes they will not have enough time to cast their ballot before polls close. They are 40 minutes from their polling place and cannot vote at the rendezvous center as they are not residents of the Torrington precinct. They complain as they feel as though they have been disenfranchised. The polls have now closed. Judges typically start arriving at the courthouse as soon as half an hour after the polls have closed. Those coming from our county's furthest polling places will take longer, as some have almost an hour to drive. As the first election judges arrive, the counting board begins to sort ballots to start the hand counting process. As the hand counting of ballots begins, other election judges arrive with their ballots and equipment that may be checked in and verified. While this is happening, the counting board realizes their ballot tallies don't balance. They spend all night attempting to reconcile, have failed to submit election results to the Secretary of State by 11 p.m. There are no other additional judges to serve on the accounting board to relieve those who are exhausted from working 13 hours or more already, as you've already exhausted your alternate judges. In the days following the election, you come across the other issues when entering new election day registrations. You realize that multiple felons voted when they shouldn't have. You go to enter a registration and realize a non-citizen voted. All this information must then be forwarded to the county attorney, and you spiral because all you can think about is the Cowboy State Daily article that will blast Goshen County for allowing illegal immigrants and felons to vote. What if this scenario happened with vote centers? You will still struggle to find election judges, but you wouldn't need to acquire as many election judges to staff vote centers. leaving you room to more comfortably gather election judges for a bipartisan county board if there is a mandated hand count of ballots. What about the Democratic voter that complained about party discrimination? Since you won't require nearly as many judges, it will be an easier feat to appoint election judges of varying party affiliations to assist voters at the vote centers, leaving less room for complaints pertaining to party discrimination. Since there will be an e-poll book, there won't be any confusion about maintaining the poll book. This is a tremendous improvement that greatly reduces the likelihood of election judge errors and enhances overall accuracy. You wouldn't receive any calls to confirm a voter's polling place. Voters could vote at any of the vote centers they choose in the county. That voter that arrived at the wrong polling place 15 minutes before polls close and realizes they can't vote, this would become a non-existent issue. That power outage that could potentially disrupt voting, 2 of those proposed locations are equipped with backup generators, which provide peace of mind and ensure uninterrupted voting at these locations. One site doesn't have a generator, but it's only 10 minutes away from the nearest generator-equipped location, so incident response can happen quickly, and if needed, the county can bring in a backup generator to power the site during outages. What if there is a greater turnout than anticipated, resulting in a vote center running out of ballots? This won't be an issue. Vote centers will be equipped with ballot-on-demand systems, eliminating the need to deliver ballots to areas that run out. Election judges will have a shorter distance for their return trip on the night of the election, potentially advancing the time frame by which results could be communicated with the Secretary of State if using electronic tabulators. What if legislature mandates hand counting? You would be better suited with a greater number of election judges available to complete that mountainous task. Since you wouldn't need to appoint as many election judges as you would have with polling places, although it would take longer to report results to the Secretary of State, even if additional election judges are required to come in and take over hand counting efforts, if it must be done in shifts, it would still be easier to coordinate this than to ask all the election judges that have already worked 13 hours or more to continue working. What about the Cowboy State Daily article destroying your county's reputation? Since all the voter information is uploaded in real time with vote centers, the system verification checks will also take place in real time. All those felons and that non-citizen that got by last time, their information will be cross-verified in real time, potentially catching their ineligible status before we even save their information. We could intervene in scenarios like this before that person casts a ballot. Summary of vote center benefits: enhanced election integrity, improved ability to safeguard elections by preventing ineligible voting and ensuring one vote per person, greater election security, shorter incidence response time, less miles for our equipment to travel, and a reduced potential for election judge errors. Cost effectivity: rent, judge, payroll, reduced amount of equipment, and fewer miscellaneous supplies in general. Statutory obligation for bipartisan election judges. Since we will require fewer judges, it will be easier to ensure that all the centers have bipartisan representation among election judges. Potential for hand tabulation law. If this happens, we will be better equipped with this new setup. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Yes?
I have a question.
Okay.
Which precincts are you or is the county proposing to close?
Well, we are proposing to have the vote centers at Lingle, Torrington, and Yoder. And we're having a ton of pushback, which I knew there would be pushback, and I was prepared for that. But we're thinking, LaGrange is very upset.
So is that one that's proposed to be closed?
So is JM.
So only 2?
No.
Fort Laramie.
Prairie Center and Fort Laramie.
So
And
4?
Huntley.
And
Veteran.
And veterans.
Right, so 6.
So, okay, we
So
have,
follow-on question. Of those proposed closures, which ones you uttered a stat of 45% mail-in, absentee,
Yeah.
early
Well,
vote? Early
yes.
vote?
Yes.
Of those 6 places you proposed to close,
Mhm.
what was their stat for early
Early
vote
voting.
or in person?
You know, we could
I'm just
We didn't
curious.
bring that, but we can look it up. I did look up, how many votes we had at Torrington, because people think that we're gonna have more, like, we're gonna have so many people, and you're gonna wait in line for 2 hours and stuff like that. That's one of the pushbacks, but we haven't looked up how many early voters there were in those outlying areas. But people, like, we showed that it's a growing popularity to just vote at the courthouse. I mean, people love that because they have to come to town anyway. They're like, gonna run in and renew their plates or something, and they just vote, and they just more and more people do it
It's a
all the time.
generational thing, I think.
There's just the people that don't like change, and they are fighting it tooth and nail.
So I have a question. So who's proposing this? Is the party proposing this?
Oh, no.
Or the county clerks are proposing this?
I
Across the
heard-
state?
Oh, no, just me.
Okay, so just Goshen County?
Yeah, because I have this little sheet here, and Campbell County has the most voters of 17,100 voters. They have 7 polling places. They don't have vote centers, but they only have 7 places.
Okay.
They only have to provide election judges at 7 places.
Yeah, and I know the election judge thing is,
Yeah,
a nightmare.
people who have been one, no, they can, even the
Yeah.
people from those outlying areas can understand like this much compared to the people who are just not wanting to give up their polling place. But we have 11. We have 11, and I put this in order of the most tax money received to the least tax money received. And so we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 from the bottom.
okay.
We have 6,200 voters, and we have 11 polling places. Teton County has 5, and they have 13,000 voters. It's just, Natrona County has 34,000 voters, and they have 25.
So what's the process? Because I know that I've seen some of the pushback, and I'm familiar, I was with redistricting, so
I know, you know how people hate you.
I praise you for what you're doing. So I guess my question is, what's the process? How does this get decided ultimately?
That's funny because, it says in the statute, like, if I want to change polling places,
Uh-huh.
I need to put a notice in the newspaper 2 weeks in a row, and put a notice on the website
Okay,
that this is a proposed change.
okay.
And then the only next thing is at a commissioners meeting where the change is being discussed. And then the statute gets kind of shady as to what you do next. You know how statutes are.
Yeah.
It says that at the meeting, the clerk shall say, but, like, not in those exact words, like Malcolm, the clerk, because I thought it was up to the commissioners for reading that.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's up to you.
Okay.
And then.
So there doesn't have to be a vote or anything like that?
But then, Chuck Gray.
Well, you don't need to go further.
Um,
So really, the way the statute reads,
It looks like the county clerk
the county clerk gets to choose.
decide, and people
Okay.
are
Going
they are
bananas.
very upset. They're like crazy upset.
My next question is, I think it's absolutely asinine, because if anyone has ever done the judges' training, they
And we
understand the security,
we have
they
a half a
understand,
day
well,
to
and
teach those people.
yeah, but they understand the security measures and everything about they're not, and I'm saying it because we're recording, they are not connected to the internet, they are not connected to anything to be able to be hacked into.
Right.
And so a lot of these same people have that idea that we need such voter integrity, election integrity. You guys have the absolute most secure and integral system. And the whole thing about voter fraud, we've had, again, I want you to remind everybody, 4 in the last, 20 years ago? And they were all prosecuted, and they were Republicans trying to vote for, most of them were Republican trying to vote for their deceased family member. who deceased after they got their absentee ballot. They were prosecuted, and the other was someone was a felon, got their voting rights removed and didn't know, and the people that were, the election judges allowed them to vote, so they didn't intentionally break the law, and they were prosecuted. So in over 20 years, we've had less than 4, and they were prosecuted. So I just want everybody here listening to everything to understand that this is not a high priority of waste, fraud, and abuse,
Right.
but more of a streamlined, efficient, and better management for your job.
Right.
Am I
And-
getting that right?
Yeah, and we do, like, the whole connectivity thing, if we go to e-poll books, because it's like our registration computer system at work where we register somebody, so whenever you're doing that at the polls, it's the same thing, it goes through all those checks. So if people right now, when they register to vote, it doesn't do any checks until you get back to the courthouse and we're entering them. But we have to have video cameras
Right.
on all the equipment so it doesn't get tampered with.
And you have them
Because-
24 hours ahead of the voting.
Yes, so it goes to the polling place the day before, and we have a few we had 2 we bought game cams because you couldn't connect a security camera up there to watch. So we had game cams sitting there, you know, and
Yeah.
then it's just, and also if we have voting centers, I could have one of my staff members at every location. Right now, we have a group of people at the rendezvous center helping, but the outlying, everybody is on their own. And the things that we find out later, that, like, it's kind of, you know,
Yeah.
it's very crazy. It's like, I didn't think about them serving senior center meals at the same time while everybody was coming out to vote.
Well, and you can't have food and you can't have drinks from outside. It's become nuts. So are we prepared with this group of zealous legislators?
Marianne County?
Yeah, it's insane.
I know. And I
It's less
see
secure. That's all I'm gonna say. It's less secure and less accurate.
all I agree, all the people who are giving me the pushback, they say they say, let's not do that right now, because none of that is happening right now. And none of it passed legislators, so, but they all talked about it at the committee meeting on Friday.
Yeah.
Like, and I do believe there will be at least an audit of ballots, of paper ballots, which I'm okay with, because I want people to trust
Right.
that the machines work. And
But
that
the
was
machines, you
proven.
can do a paper ballot audit, correct? You can print a report that gives
Oh, yeah,
a,
but that's not.
that's
fair
not what they
enough.
want.
You're supposed to look at them and count them, and,
Which is disenfranchising the vote that's supposed to be private.
yeah.
So there's federal rules involved with this as well. So it's a mess.
It is, and I just can't see how, if we have to have completely different people hand counting, that I'm gonna have enough people without having less people working on election day, because in the like, it says it as close as possible for the polls, but in the statute, it says if you're doing the hand, or the audit of ballots, that they cannot have worked at the polls, and it has to be like
Correct.
bipartisan representation. So,
And we're what, 80% Republican versus Democrat?
okay.
Is that about right?
Greater.
Oh, we're
It's
more.
More than 80.
Yeah.
Oh,
More than
because it
80.
used to be about 80, so now
I'd
it's
say
probably,
closer to probably 85 to 90 now.
Okay.
I have one report to verify against
Okay.
that, but it's-
because I know when I was doing redistricting, we were around 80, so, okay.
So you have laid out 2 very good alternatives for people in outlying places for alternative voting versus going to any polling place. The courthouse and the absentee ballot, which are available
For
since,
28 days ahead of time.
correct, thank you, for 28 days.
Mhm.
So, what is the process to getting an absentee ballot? Is it intense? Is it,
And I'm glad you asked that question, because there, I don't know if any of you know that it just came out about mail-in ballots, like.
I was reading on it.
Okay, so there is absentee voting, and in how it works in the state of Wyoming is you can either come into the office and take the ballot home with you. We fill out a thing, we ask, what is your driver's license number, what's your middle name, what's the last four of your social? And we can send the ballot with them, or they can call on the phone and we can ask all the same questions. And then we can mail them a ballot, and they can either mail it back. Right now, I have a little mailbox outside my courthouse, they can drop it in there, or they can hand it to us. And then in other states, they have what is called a mail ballot election. That is when you go get your driver's license, you're automatically registered to vote, and when there's an election, they automatically send you a ballot. Those are two totally different things.
And we've never had mail-in
And
ballots.
we've never had those.
No.
No.
Which is fine, but you're giving people two very valid options for even those that live in town Lingle or live in town Torrington. You have given multiple options.
Yes, and if you should, okay, the Tuesday meeting is also on there. You don't need to listen, it's 4.5 hours long, but if you just go to the last 2 hours of it, you can see all the reasons why that's not gonna work. So, there's a lot.
I mean, I can
pushback,
see where
a
some,
lot of
I can see
pushback.
where some people are going to be controversial about it. That's just common.
Well, and I'll tell you why they're being controversial. There's a bigger history to this. So what I discovered during redistricting, and every 10 years, we have a census. And so based on that census is when we redistrict our whole state. And we redo the lines because your representatives have to be within, they're like 9,000 something, and your senators are 18 or something, I can't remember. Anyway, that's why our senator is in 3 different counties, because we have to make up that number. Goshen, or Niobrara is only 2,500 people, so that's why they can't have their own representative. So when that was all going on, what I found out is, remember when we consolidated schools over the years and how angry people were about that, and how Huntley lost their school, and Albin lost their school, and all these different small schools, and Prairie Center, and all those. And what happened was, is places like Veteran, they lost their school, but they kept their precinct polling place. So they at least got to keep their place to go vote. So they're very passionate about hanging on to that very last little bit of identity for their little tiny community. And this is that last step of finally taking that one thing away. And that's where a lot of, I think, this energy is coming from, is that consolidation got rid of their school, and now they're getting rid of their voting place.
And I totally respect that, because your identity is who you are, and you don't want to give it up without feeling like you fought for it. And I respect that.
That was good.
Does that make sense now, why people are upset?
Dana, press one more.
Yeah, am I right? Because I think that's more of what's going on.
And I
And I'll
respect
tell
that.
you, when we did precincts and things like that, there's also these other rules that you cannot have, when you have these small precincts and things, you cannot have 3 people in a precinct, because someone could look at the poll, the report, and realize
They know
maybe
how you
there's
voted.
maybe there's 2 Republicans that voted and 1 Democrat. They'll know who it was, so you cannot identify the vote. So you have to make these precincts to where there's enough people to camouflage and keep confidential people's votes. So there's that part too. So it's very complicated, and it's a very passionate issue.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with being passionate about where you're from. That's what makes us Wyomingites. But with that said, I see where your dilemma is, and I do appreciate the fact that you have made an alternative very available for people, you know.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me come. It's definitely not like the other ones that I've gotten. I am gonna also, go to Prairie Center, and talk to them, and I'm going to Yoder to talk to them. And I'm going to a few other little, like, group type of, and I would be glad to go anywhere that anybody wants me to go. I don't wanna, I mean, I don't wanna be accused of, like, trying to sneak something by people, and I don't know. I'm sure it's gonna get uglier, and I don't know what the outcome is gonna be, but, 11 polling places for 6,000 voters is.
It's absurd.
Yeah, and I went through all of the judge comments, because we send a piece of paper with them, and a lot of them said great training, which that is thanks to Jess, and I mean, you have a lot of stuff to pack into
Yes.
a half a day, and they keep adding more stuff. Now you have to prove you're a citizen.
Yes.
You have to prove you've lived here 30 days. You have to show your ID, and, you know, people are getting used to that, but now this time, we're gonna be adding these other things on too, and people have to be willing to say, I know who you are, but I can't let you. And when they're in their little community, it's hard to do that too, and so, you know, I could have my staff there being the bad guy and being like, it's in the statutes, they have to do this. So, it's all really great fun. I don't remember where I was going with that about the community.
I would suggest to anybody in this room as well as out in the public, if you ever have any questions about voting integrity or any election integrity thing, Mary would be happy to let you sit in on one of those judges.
I would really like it if the person who's introducing all of the bills and the laws would come and talk to me and ask me
Well,
how it works.
there were some fantastic videos from several years ago that when the Secretary of State's office traveled all around the state and did these demonstrations to all the different communities and actually showed how the machines work and everything and stuff, and they videoed it, and it actually was on the website, but our current Secretary of State scrubbed the website and got rid of a lot of that stuff. So, if anyone's interested, I'm sure Mary would love to have you come sit in on one of her classes.
And I would love for you to be able to share, I mean, obviously, when there's a group of people that aren't as passionate, then that one passionate person doesn't want to be there with them. And I just would love if you guys would share with anybody and everybody how I don't think it would be that bad to have a change. But I knew there was going to be pushback, so we'll just see what happens. So I appreciate it.
Thank
you,
you,
Mary.
Mary.
Thank you.
That's it.
And with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Third? Thank you.
So